As the sun was just coming up, I sat there by the lake, coffee in hand, when the HOA rolled in like they were staging a full-blown coup, bright red signs staked everywhere, warning tape flapping, people marching back and forth like they'd just discovered oil under my backyard. If they'd brought tanks, I honestly wouldn't have been surprised. There I was, half awake, watching them mark off community property with all the seriousness of a military operation. But here's the thing, and it's almost funny that Lake, every muddy inch of it, legally belongs to me. My name is on the deed, the paperwork is airtight, but apparently that didn't matter this morning. So, you want a story? Well, buckle up. Because if I back down, they win. If I fight, somebody's about to drown in their own arrogance. And I had a feeling this was just the opening act. Let me just pause and ask, where are you watching this from? Because if you're here, you're one of the 200 people who used to tune in to my morning coffee stream. But today, oh man, today is not normal. It's Marcus Chen live, and in the middle of what's quickly turning into the wildest Tuesday of my life. And I'm telling you, Sunset Meadows HOA picked the wrong guy for their most expensive mistake yet. The internet losing its mind. What started as my usual coffee by the lake became a viral event viewer count shooting from 200, 800 to 1,500 in the time it took Victoria Sterling to bark her first order. Speaking of Victoria, she steps out of her spotless white SUV business suit, sharp enough to cut glass clipboard in hand, looking like she owns the state of Texas. She's got that "I'm in charge" swagger. The kind you only earn after years of sending violation letters and making grown men nervous at monthly meetings. Her crew. Two guys in hard hats hammering that red sign into my dock like they're claiming the moon generators, rumbling cones, and tape everywhere, all about 30 feet from where I'm enjoying my coffee. And I'm just sitting there streaming live saying, "Good morning, Internet. Looks like we got some uninvited guests who think they can just rewrite property lines with a sign and a bad attitude." The chat's flying so fast I can't even read half of it. Folks already digging into Texas property law. Someone recognizes Victoria from viral HOA meeting clips, and my little morning stream is suddenly the center of a social media firestorm. 2,000, 3,000 viewers. The internet's sense of justice is in high gear now. Victoria spots my phone, and the look on her face is pure annoyance. She strides over, voice raised for everyone to hear. "Sir, you need to cease this recording immediately. This is official HOA business." Her lawyer, skinny, twitchy, tries to whisper something in her ear. She waves him off, clearly used to getting her way. I smile, play it polite. "Ma'am, I appreciate your concern, but this is my property. I'm just enjoying my coffee. Feel free to explain on camera what legal authority you think you have to put signs on my land." The chat nuclear. Somebody uncovers Victoria's ties to Sterling Development Group, and suddenly the whole internet knows why she cares so much about my sleepy little lake. Her guys stop working tension so thick you could bottle it. Victoria starts losing her cool, accuses me of harassment, threatens to call the sheriff. The comments light up with laughing emojis and legal advice. Someone even starts a hashtag that's trending before she hangs up the phone. So I tell her, "Please do call the sheriff. I'd love for this to be on the record." Then in front of thousands, Victoria makes her big mistake. She lunges for my phone. My coffee mug goes flying, the camera spins. I barely catch my phone before it hits the dock. The chat is losing its mind. "Well, folks," I say, brushing coffee off my shirt, "I think you just witnessed attempted theft of recording equipment, but hey, I'm not a lawyer." Clips flying everywhere. Assault on live stream trending in all caps. Now Victoria looks rattled. Her lawyer looks like he's about to faint. "This is ridiculous," she snaps. We have every legal right, but her confidence is gone. The chat's quoting Texas property statutes, and people are pulling up her LinkedIn outing, all her developer connections. "Community assets," she keeps saying, and I just shrug. "Do you have the deed showing when this became community property? Because I've got some paperwork that might surprise you." The workers, sensing the tide turning, drift away from the signs and start looking like they'd rather be anywhere else. Victoria protests. You can't broadcast HOA business, but let's be real, that horse left the barn 20 minutes ago and it's halfway to the next county. 4,000 viewers, now actual lawyers in the chat, offering advice, people sharing their own HOA horror stories. I turn to the camera and say, hang tight, folks. I'm grabbing some documents that'll make this whole mess a lot clearer. On my way to the house, my daughter Emma yells from the kitchen window, Dad, why are there construction workers in our yard? And why do you have 4,000 people watching you drink coffee? I find my grandfather's old filing cabinet, and there it is, the original deed from 1962. But behind it, tucked away, I find a hand-drawn map, Chen Family Water Distribution System. My grandfather built an underground irrigation network feeding water from our lake to half the neighborhood. I hold the map up for the stream, folks. This changes everything. This isn't just a lake. It's been the beating heart of this community for 60 years. The chat explodes, legal experts chiming in about historical water rights, and someone drops the bombshell. Pre-1970 irrigation systems have grandfathered protections that trump any modern HOA rule. Back outside, I follow the map to Mrs. Rodriguez's yard. She's been watching the stream. Marcus, that woman, doesn't know what she's messing with. Your grandfather used to check the water flow every month. Without this system, all our gardens die. The chat's eating it up. Then I head to Tom Bradley's place. He's been Victoria's biggest supporter on the board. When he realizes his fruit trees depend on my grandfather's system and his wife waves their spiking water bill in his face, Tom's face goes red. Turns out Victoria told him the lake was just for looks, never mentioned her development plans. Tom's wife hands over an official document, a proposal from Sterling Development Group, Victoria's company, to fill the lake and build a luxury clubhouse. The proposal specifically calls for destroying the irrigation system to maximize profit. The chat explodes again. This isn't just overreach, it's a full-on corruption scandal. Back at the lake, Victoria's pacing by her SUV news truck starting to show up. Victoria, I call, waving the proposal care to explain why your company's trying to bulldoze our lake for profit. She stammers, tries to claim it's about community improvement, but the evidence is on camera. Her lawyer tries to pull her away, but she digs in, insisting federal law doesn't apply just as 3 EPA vehicles pull up. Agent Martinez steps out, all business badge on her hip. Ma'am, I need to see your permits and environmental impact assessments for any work here. Victoria tries to bluff, but Martinez isn't having it. Historical irrigation systems fall under federal protection. Any interference is a potential crime. The chat is now at 25,000 going nuts as Agent Martinez slaps an immediate federal hold on all HOA activity. Construction crews vanish. Victoria turns pale, her backup melts away, and even her lawyer is looking for an exit. 3 weeks later, I'm back by the lake, coffee in hand, now streaming to 50,000 regulars. The red HOA sign is gone, replaced by an official EPA marker. Chen Family Water Distribution System, Protected Historical Infrastructure, 1962. Victoria's company has been dissolved. She's serving community service, and the judge declared that live-streamed evidence of public confessions is in fact rock solid in court. But here's the twist. Victoria shows up this time with her daughter, not a suit in sight. She apologizes, hands me the paperwork for a full restoration of the system funded by what's left of her company. She admits she let business cloud her judgment and that she's paying the price, but wants to make things right for the neighborhood. The chat, which had been brutal, starts showing respect for her honesty. Neighbors drift in. Mrs. Rodriguez brings coffee made with protected water. Tom shows up with folding chairs. Even Agent Martinez joins educating folks about federal environmental protections. Emma and Victoria's daughter Ashley talk about turning the whole saga into a school project. People in the chat organize to help other communities share tips, and suddenly we've got a national network community water defense. 6 months down the road, my stream's drawing 200,000 viewers. Universities study the Chen family water system. Federal agencies use our case to train investigators, and communities from coast to coast are protecting their own water rights, inspired by one viral showdown. And just when I think it's settled, a farmer from California calls in his community, save their irrigation system using strategies learned from our stream. Even Victoria's daughter is off studying environmental engineering, now aiming to build water systems that help people instead of corporations. So what started as one man's fight to enjoy his coffee by the lake turned into a movement proof that ordinary people, when they document, share, and stand up, can beat back corruption and protect what matters most. Water, like justice, has a way of finding its path. Now here's my question to you. What would you do if your community's water or green space was threatened tomorrow? Would you be ready to stand up? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because these battles are happening everywhere. If this story hit home, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to see how a simple act of witness can change everything. The lake's safe for now, but you better believe the work of protecting our communities never really ends.